A little more than a month ago, the nation watched as Miss Kentucky was crowned Miss USA.
And she went on to compete at Miss Universe, where she placed in the top 10. We are so proud of her and so excited to be speaking with her in person this morning. Here she is, Miss USA, Elle Smith. Elle, thank you so much, especially on today of all days for you to be here is wonderful.
I would have done anything to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Well, we're happy to have you. So, this was your first pageant. Miss Kentucky was your first pageant. What possessed you to even enter? I mean, this had to have exceeded all expectations.
Definitely exceeded all expectations. You know, I think it was a shock for all my family because we're not a pageant family.
Right.
But you know, I've been thinking about it since I was about 15, I would say, and I got the pageant bug. And then I went to UK and it seemed like every girl had competed in pageantry. And so I was thinking about it, but then I waited until I could afford it. So I waited until I had my reporting job to finally commit, and I committed in December 2020 and then competed in May 2021, won, and then here I am.
Incredible.
Making the rounds. It is so awesome. We were all so proud of you. Andrea called it early on.
I don't like to brag, but I did.
Of course, Andrea's an old pageant girl herself.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Thank goodness you weren't in it back then. I'm just thinking about lucky stars. She didn't get in it before then.
But now here you are. You have this great platform that you're going to be able to speak from over the next year. Tell me how excited you are about it.
I'm so excited. It's such a surreal feeling. I mean, it was over a month ago and it's still surreal. And the platform, like you said, is massive. And so it's a little bit of pressure, you know, to have all those people paying attention to what you're doing. But I'm excited. I just want to connect. That's my goal for the year, is to connect with as many people as possible.
Well, that is a beautiful goal, and I know that you're going to do wonderful when you do that. Of course, you came from the world of news.
I did.
A reporter in Louisville. So obviously you've kind of given that up. Now you're a Miss USA. So that's a full-time job.
Yes, it is. And it's funny how many skills from news transcend over to pageantry, especially those communication skills. So I've relied on those heavily.
I bet. So what are your plans after Miss USA?
You know, I don't know yet. I just got started, so I don't have an answer yet. But I'll be in LA, so I'll be able to explore the entertainment world. And so we'll see where that leads me. We'll see.
That was my next question, because you are going to be traveling quite a bit. I mean, what kind of touring will you be doing this upcoming year?
So I'll be traveling. So the Miss USA organization works with a wide variety of organizations. Smile Train and Best Buddies are a few. And so I have a trip planned with Best Buddies. No, excuse me, Smile Train in a couple of weeks, actually. So I'll be traveling out of the country, but then I'll be able to travel the country to other states. My platform, cervical cancer awareness and education, and so I'll be focusing on that as well.
That is wonderful. You know, one thing that I was pretty shocked by, you won Miss USA, and it seemed like that you were at Miss Universe. What was that turnaround time like?
It was a quick turnaround. So I won November 29th and then flew to Houston for fittings and wardrobe, and then got on a plane to Israel. So it was fast, you know, a little bit overwhelming, but I think it was beneficial because I was in that competition mode. And so it was just Miss USA to Miss Universe, and it was fun, you know? Once in a lifetime opportunity. The girls were fantastic, and I got to meet Steve Harvey, which was fun.
Oh, I love Steve Harvey.
Yes.
I guess it really did make it easier, because you were just thrown into it all of a sudden. Here you bam,
absolutely.
bam, bam, right?
You didn't have time to overthink it.
No, I really didn't. At that point, I was like, you know, I'm just going to have fun, and that's what I did. Israel was my first time in Israel. It was an amazing opportunity. Everyone was very welcoming, and I'll go back. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Tell us more about your platform and what it means to you personally.
So my grandmother, which I always say grandmas are the best, we all know that, and she was my favorite person in the whole entire world, but unfortunately she passed away from cervical cancer in 2015. And so my pageant coach, when I was preparing, you know, you have to figure out what your platform is, and she looked at me and she said, you don't have to have one, but you can have one. I said, I want to have one, and I want to focus on cervical cancer education and awareness. And so January is actually Cervical Cancer Awareness Month, and so for the year I'll be working with the National Cervical Cancer Coalition with projects with them, just for advocacy and things like that.
And speaking to the ladies out there that are watching this morning, what do they need to do in order to try to avoid and stay protected in that regard?
I would say get your test. Preventative screening can really do a lot. A large percentage of cervical cancer cases are prevented because of pap smears, and so gynecological health is so uncomfortable to talk about, but it's a necessary one, and so that would be my advice to those women.
That is wonderful advice. So what's been your favorite part about being Miss USA so far?
You know, I'm still getting used to people calling me Miss USA. I'm like, I'm just Elle, and they're like Miss USA, and I look around and I'm like, who is that person? So I would say that's my favorite. Miss Universe was huge. I mean, such a fun opportunity, but I'm excited for LA. It's going to be different than Kentucky, but I'm excited.
You have to tell people, because you were telling us a second ago, your mom was like, what she said to you ahead of Miss Universe. She was her expectations. She didn't put a lot of pressure on you.
No pressure, which I appreciated. You know, it was just a fun opportunity. And so even at Miss Kentucky USA, she said, shoot for top 15. Miss USA, shoot for top 15. Miss Universe, shoot for top 15. And I think I exceeded her expectations every single time. So I hope Mom's proud.
I love that.
I bet she is.
I bet she is. And how wonderful was it? I know you came back. You know, Kentucky was devastated by the tornadoes, and the fact that you were able to come back and give back, and you now have this platform to do so.
You know, it was so important to me. When I was in Israel, I was trying to get the most up-to-date information about the tornadoes, and even then, I don't think pictures could do it justice until you see it in person. And so when I went to Taylor County and talked to families and saw the devastation, I realized how much help they're going to need and support over the coming months, not just for the holiday season, but for the coming months. And so having this platform and being able to talk about it is something that is incredibly important to me. But Kentuckians are, you know, they'll persevere, they're strong.
Absolutely.
They are tough, and we are so glad to have had you here with us this morning. We've been talking about hopefully getting you on for forever. Andrea's been extremely excited.
Starstruck, you guys.
She's fangirling.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. You make us all so proud, so we appreciate you.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.